And we are live with the Live Reality Games podcast covering the Challenge All-Stars. We are doing 2 episodes this week, episodes 6 and 7. So if you have your Paramount Plus subscription, go ahead and get that checked out. Here covering this episode, my name is Nathan. I'm from Big Brother Columbus 7. And we have Lee from Scotty Survivor. Lee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to recap these 2 episodes where my favorites are going home.
Now you have the Pokemon screensaver on your TV screen behind you.
Need something to have the background looking nice.
Do you think they could ever do a Pokemon and the Challenge mashup, like a full on like Pokemon Challenge, like you could?
You're a rookie and you have to go against 8 veterans to take on the champion, which is probably Johnny Bananas.
Yeah, what if they did like a gym leader challenge season where you had your 8 challenge like beasts, so like that kind of like have their specialty, CT with brute strength and
Sarah with puzzles.
Yeah, and then
Josh crying.
And then you have to beat one of the gym leaders to
advance
win.
to the Elite Four, where you take on 4 of the strongest, and then you take on the champion.
Well, I mean, I feel like they've already done things almost like this, where they were, they kind of had like the island or Invasion of the Champions. They've had things where like you kind of have
2 of the worst seasons of the challenge.
Okay. I don't think it would be out of the realms of possibility for them to do a gym leader challenge season.
Yeah, it's like fresh meat, but it's all rookies, and you have to take on like person in this specific area. MTV Call Me will sort it out.
Unfortunately for these 2 episodes, we don't have a lot of gym leaders, just a lot of gym losers. So we're coming off of the first double elimination, where Beth and Cyrus went home, and episode 6 is called Free Fallin'. Get that good early 2000s, late 90s music reference in there. And Jemmy and Mark are talking about how it's a double elimination. It's the only way to stay safe is to win now. And really, let's talk about, in case people missed our last recap, Lee, do you want to talk about the new format and what that means strategically?
Sure. So now, after every elimination, the worst male and worst female of the daily challenge automatically go into elimination. And then the best male and best female are safe. Everyone else votes in either a man or a woman, depending on the day, and that person voted in picks out everyone that did not win who their partner is in the elimination. So to use the last episode, for example, Alton was voted in. He had the option to vote any female in as his partner. He picked Anissa. They won, and they now both safe. But they're moving on to the next round.
Yeah, and I think this brings an interesting dynamic where the bottom 2 don't get to pick their partners. There's no choice in that matter.
Well, in the first part of this episode, they kind of did, because it was back to captain picking, so it's like...
Yeah, but if Beth had solved her puzzle, if they had solved their puzzle and it was a race to the finish, theoretically, Beth and Cyrus could have been in elimination with different partners.
Potentially. Because then it would have been Eric and Katie in elimination if they didn't come in last.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting because you're incentivized to obviously pick a strong competitor as your partner if you're the person voted in. And so you're also incentivized if you're voting at a guy and you're a girl to vote in a strong guy, or if you're a guy to vote in a strong girl in case you get picked by them. So it means that the strong people are automatically kind of picked to be in elimination to go against the weakest or perceived weakest. And and I think we've got 2 very different episodes for maybe not following this strategy, but I feel like that is the strategy that should be happening. Is you're voting in your strong competitors, and you're picking a strong competitor as a result.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to win and get to that final.
Yeah, but for some people, they're just like, I want to stay out of elimination. Maybe the strategy is to look as weak as possible so you don't get picked into elimination.
I mean, that was Katie's original strategy until she developed morals and sympathy.
I hated this. We'll get into it more later. But first, at the beginning of the episode, Anissa's feeling that there's a lot of pressure to win after 14 seasons. And I think both episodes really were highlighting Anissa's, like, I haven't, like, desire, because, like, I haven't done it yet. I haven't made a final. Will this be the season I even make a final, let alone win a season? And how do you feel like Anissa's doing over these two episodes?
You see Anissa's like drive. Like she's been doing this longer than anyone. I think. I'm pretty sure somebody will probably correct me.
Basically.
And no win. Like we saw this with Leroy and Double Agents with the amount of seasons he's done, yet no win, barely any finals. And Anissa says herself she's one of the couple of people that are notorious for going out right before the final, which, other than going home first, is probably the worst time to leave.
Yes.
Like you did all this work just to fall right before the finish line.
Yeah. For these people, though, I mean, we're having a final with 12 contestants.
Yeah, like half
so it's
the,
like,
not three-quarters
like
past.
It's not quite as special to make it as to top 12.
I mean, it's like back in the old school days when like there were giant teams that would make a final.
Except this isn't a team final. Maybe.
Potentially. Do we is only one person winning, or is it like one guy, one girl?
I thought it was one person.
Yeah, I was thinking like, is this a vendetta situation?
That's what they said in the beginning of the season. It's an individual game, $500,000 grand prize. I don't think they talked about splitting it at all.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's being split. Or if it's like it's the first man and first woman. I think it's just first place.
Yeah.
Unless this final is similar to Vendettas, where it's like,
if it's okay, like $250,000 each, guy and girl.
Yeah. Unless this final is like Vendettas, where it's like, all right, we're staying in guy and girls for like the first half, but after we cut majority of views, now it's individual.
Yeah, that could be. It could be. We have Janae and Katie talking about how poorly they perform so they don't get chosen into elimination. I think Janae is doing a better job of this than Katie. Mostly because Katie
loves volunteering. She's so generous.
Otherwise, I think this would be working. I think Katie would be able to stay out of elimination with this twist. This twist is perfect for Katie.
Yeah, it's
all you have to do is not lose, and no one's gonna vote you in or drag you in because no one wants to be with you in elimination.
Yeah, it's like she's like perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I think Janae said it in the recent episode where it's like, I've been playing under the radar. I've been playing like not terrible.
Yeah.
And look where she's now, final with no eliminations.
And she has, no eliminations for Janae. Good for her.
She mentions her record is like 2-7.
Yeah. I think, I appreciate that she has that self-awareness. Janae doesn't give me a lot in terms of screen entertainment or time. But I appreciate someone who's at least self-aware of like who they are, what they bring to the game, and what's their best avenue to the end. And Janae seems to see at least that. At least she knows her best avenue. Yeah,
like Katie said it herself as well. Like she knows like she's not a challenge beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's very self-aware that she's terrible at most challenges, especially if it involves heights.
Yeah.
And she owns it. That's why people like a competitor like Katie, self-aware people. We don't like delusional people who think they're the best at everything when they're only good at one specific elimination that somehow got handed to them twice. But this isn't Double Agents.
But we also know that like the final isn't one thing. It is usually a lot of cardio. There is that. Yes. But it's also not just that. Like if you can't get past the eating portion, if you can't get past staying up all night in whatever conditions, it's cardio only gets you so far.
Yeah. Like people tend to always focus on one specific thing in a final. Take War of the Worlds 2, for example, how Jordan kept going on about how Takara, yes, I'm a Kara stan, you're a shit swimmer. You're terrible at swimming. And there's no swimming in that final.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know what a final could hold. It could be a complete puzzle final. For all you know, you have to play tic-tac-toe and do a bunch of maths the whole time.
yeah. And if you can solve a puzzle in under the 30-minute time limit, you can jump ahead of competitors. We've seen it happen before, and it
So
can
many
happen again.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been rewatching all the seasons of Amazing Race so far, and the amount of times you see a team come in third and then they whip through that last puzzle and end up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I think most recently that happened with Jessica and Cody. They got to the final puzzle last, and Jessica did the roadblock and got through and won it for the team. And they weren't. I don't think they got their. They definitely didn't get there first, but I don't. But the final puzzles can be a game changer, especially if it's at least close enough. You catch them within that puzzle time limit. I mean, the challenge does have time limits. That's a big.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a big format difference.
They're never going to be like, you're going to be doing this until you finish it. It's always like a 30-minute hour time limit.
Yeah, an Amazing Race is you might be there till you finish it, or
Yeah.
4-hour penalty.
Yeah, there was literally like one challenge, a roadblock, where this one girl did it for like 7 hours and she still did not complete it. They were eventually eliminated.
Yeah. It's happened a few times, actually.
Yeah.
I think the hay one is the most famous one.
That was what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the most famous one. There's been a few, though, where those, especially the random chance ones, people can't get it. I wonder if we'll see some more Amazing Race contestants on the challenge.
Yeah, so far we've only seen Jen from Amazing Race 29 and Natalie from the season she was on. I haven't gotten to her seasons yet.
Yes, yeah.
Like, people mostly associate Natalie with Survivor, though, considering she won that.
She did better in Survivor.
Yes.
But she also did very well her first season of Amazing Race.
And her second as well. I think she made top 3 twice.
No.
I think you're thinking of their third time where they went home first.
I'm thinking of when they went home first, but I thought they've only been on 2 seasons of Amazing Race.
I think they've been on 3. I could be mistaken. I'll know when I watch them.
I thought first one they got like 3rd place, second one they got first out, something like that. I can't remember.
This isn't the Amazing Race. This is
who
from the Amazing Race would you like to see?
It's a good question. I think Scott and Brooke would be really fun from the Free Agents Amazing Race season.
Haven't gotten to that one yet.
Team Fun. They should get Team Fun on here.
They wouldn't survive. They're too nice. This challenge is way too cutthroat.
Maybe, but I don't know. I think Becca would be actually a strong contender. Floyd, maybe not. But you got to bring Floyd though if you're bringing Becca on. And who's the other one? They've already done Big Brother and Amazing Race. I want to see
Jess and Cody.
No.
Brendan and Rachel.
I want to see Brendan and Rachel on the challenge.
I so want to see Rachel on the challenge.
Rachel would fall. You bring in Brendan so you can get Rachel saying, "No one's going to get between me and my man." I think Rachel would be amazing. She's perfect.
Rachel and Brendan versus Cara and Polly, the ultimate power couple. I'm trying to think of other challenge couples.
I feel like Cara and Rachel are. I don't want to say they're similar. I don't think they're similar. They're only similar in red hair.
I actually do think they're similar. Great at comms, highly emotional, love protecting their men.
I think Rachel is more strategic. I think Rachel has a better strategic mind than Cara Maria.
I haven't gone to Rachel's Amazing Race seasons. I just remember her crying a lot, and I don't watch Big Brother because I think it's a terrible show.
She does that. She does do that. But they would be fun. Who else from Amazing Race? We're really digressing here. Okay.
I'm trying to think. I've only, out of the seasons I've seen, because I'm going in order, I'm on 14 now. So the teams I'm remembering will most likely never be on it.
Probably not from that far back.
No. I think like if they did like earlier times, except from the Amazing Race, I think like the Beauty Queens, Dustin and Candace.
Yeah, they would be. They were really good on the Amazing
Yeah,
Race. But they were like the strategic
they were the
villains.
strategic. Yeah, both times. Oh my! I remember when I first watched the Amazing Race, like their first season. I kept saying Dustin and Jessica because I recently finished X's 2,
Hmm.
and then I kept saying Dustin and Heather because of X's 1, and for the life of me, I could never say Dustin and Candace. I think another one, Charla and Myrna. I mean,
Well,
I don't know if they I don't know if Charla would be on it, but I think oh, that just reminds me after saying their name. Oh, fuck. Colin and Christy, that was their
Colin
names.
and Christy are fun. They're a little. I mean, they're in their 40s now, but
Yeah, I mean, so is like Anissa.
okay, yeah. But Anissa's been around. You don't bring in the 40-year-old for their first time
Yeah,
as a rookie. I think you
yeah,
bring in a young person so then they can potentially
yeah.
last a couple seasons.
Uh,
Um,
I remember I saw on Twitter. I asked Leo and Alana from this most recent season, would they ever do it? They said no because they wouldn't survive. But they said like Michelle from Michelle and Victoria from this recent season. I'd love to see her on it.
were they the Cajun Asians?
No, they were the Vietnamese sisters. They're on the most recent Amazing Race season.
Yeah, the Cajun Asians. They call
No,
themselves the Cajun Asians.
I thought they were no, they were from Viet. Is Cajun known for
Cajun, like
Vietnam?
they were from New Orleans.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. No, they were
Oh,
amazing. I was a huge fan of them.
yeah.
They were so messy and so much fun.
Yeah, and the other pair of sisters, Haley and Kaylin, that kept getting saved.
Yes, they could go.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, back to the
Back to the
challenge.
challenge.
And so we get to our first challenge, and this is escape the room. And this is where we have 4 teams of 4 all lining up above the water, solving puzzles. The team to solve the most puzzles wins. The floor is dropping every minute or so, one teammate at a time. The winning team captains are safe. Losing team captains go into elimination. And the woman voted in and chooses her partner this game. What do you think of this challenge?
Actually, I actually kind of like it because I'm a sucker for like trapdoor falling stuff
Yeah.
and escape rooms.
Poor Katie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Katie. I did not see the point of there needing to be a team captain. I
Yeah.
feel like there should have been. It kind of just been like, okay, here's one group of 4, here's another group of 4.
Couldn't we do a
So,
double? Couldn't we do a double elimination this episode? A double elimination and send the entire
oh
team in,
yeah, all right, you two teams, we're having no elimination. You're going straight home
or just like say, all 4 of you are going into
into
elimination. We
elimination.
will get 4 more people voted into
Vote it
elimination.
in.
Yes, I think this is a perfect time to get the final down to 10 people.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. They did
No.
captains. We get some of the reasonings for who wants to be captain. Ruthie and Kendall want to be captain so they can keep themselves safe. Makes sense. They're kind of the 2 people who are likely to be voted in. Katie wants to be captain so she can take responsibility if she loses. She's all about that responsibility.
Yeah.
Kellyanne, we only are really getting women's opinions here. I guess it's because it's a
Well,
woman's
it's a
day.
Women's Day.
But like Kellyanne figures she would want to be partnered with Darrell in elimination regardless. I really thought this was fun. This is an interesting take.
Yeah, it's smart.
So she's picking the captain based whether she wants to be captain based on like who she would go into elimination with and she thinks she could win with. Makes sense for Kellyanne. She's somebody who
Yeah.
can do well in most eliminations, and Darrell is too. But
I mean, she's never lost an elimination so far. Oh,
so
wait, never
far,
mind. She lost twice.
yeah,
Well, her eliminations were not that competitive. I'm
they
trying to
were.
find the right word. It
Yeah,
was like blind soccer. Like, that was random chance.
yeah. Those are in the ruins, right?
No, that was Rivals 3.
Rivals 3. Yeah. Let's see, we get Mark is captain alongside Kendall, and he would normally be targeting Kendall, but now he needs her.
Do they ever explain like this rivalry between them? Because I feel
I
like
think they
it's
did.
all Mark.
I think they did. I think it goes back all the way to when Kendall had the lifesaver. And when
Oh,
Kendall had the
when Mark
life,
did the exact same thing
yes,
she
but
did.
when Kendall had the lifesaver and she didn't promise Mark that he would be safe, then Mark took that as I can't trust you. And Mark has so many people, so if you're like one of the 3 people who hasn't given him assurances, like you automatically are going to the top of the list because everyone else is friends with Mark. So um, this is a big deal. So I think Kendall did this, and then Mark in his because he gets the lifesaver next following week or something, and
He got
he
it.
went after Kendall for
Yeah.
that. He was kind of targeting Kendall at that point. So
And then we got our dramatic moment.
yes, we have the matchups. We have the gold team versus the silver team, and this is the gold team with Ruthie, Big Easy, Janae, and Latyrian versus the silver team with Gisela, Hizela, Alton, Kellyanne, and Darrell. And the order that they stood them in is interesting. What do you think is the strategy for what order? Do you put the best challenge, the best puzzle person first, or second, or third, or fourth? Like, where do you put your best person? Where do you put your worst person?
I think you. Well, I was thinking. I initially thought, oh, you do it in reverse order. Like, if they're that good at puzzles, they can probably get it done quickly. But I think it's like, well, they're not going to be good at puzzles anyway, so we might as well let them drop first, and then have the good people like last longer so they can figure it out more. I think that's a strategy. Whoever is scared the most put at the end. Katie, sorry.
No, yeah, putting Katie there made total sense. I do think there's something to be said about like you put your best person. I think you put your best person second, the second drop, to give them enough time to potentially actually solve the puzzle.
And then have the others copy off it.
Yes, which seemed to work well here, and especially because these puzzles, it was like percentage based. Like it was like how many tiles do you have correct versus like do you have the whole puzzle correct?
Yeah. And nobody knew what the finishing puzzle was.
No.
It was just letters.
Yeah, and only one person got it correct. It was this first matchup, Big Easy.
Yeah.
Only person to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, and then TJ felt needed to tell everyone, Kendall, you did get it right. It was just upside down.
Yeah, which I guess doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, they never said it had to be right side up. It just said completed.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows how it was? I kind of wish it was clarified how they were judging these puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, Kendall did have like some like reason for keeping. She said like, well, I don't know for a fact if it's like it had to be the right way or just had to look completed, because if she started moving everything and she started dropping, then there was no way to complete the puzzle because she would have dropped. So she was just like, I'm gonna keep it like that.
Yeah. It just I think it would help with following along. Like, okay, if they're getting, does it count 80% if you got 80% correct?
Yeah.
So we get nothing too dramatic happens here. Big Izzy solves it first, and they kind of copy his. And then we have the copper and black one. Teams go together, and this is where Katie just freezes. And here I go again. Let's play.
The amount of heights over water challenges they have done.
So many. She did flip her puzzle over.
Yeah, it's just like.
Cross her arms, hope to die, hope not to die.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yes, does pretty good here. Anissa does pretty good too. Nehemiah seems to do okay. And Kendall does her sideways, but decides that it's better to take the risk to just leave it sideways.
Yeah. They never said it had to be right way up.
They never did.
They just
but
said
it seems
completed.
like she was missing a piece or two anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, the gold team wins. Big Easy and Ruthie are safe.
Which everyone was shocked by, because like Big Easy winning something.
I know. This is a good couple episodes for Big Easy.
Yeah, it was.
A little bit of a redemption for him.
A little bit.
Which
the true redemption
he can
is
use it.
Yeah, the true redemption is to see if he can finish a final without needing an ambulance.
Well, I don't think he's made a final since that one.
No.
No one's let him get close to a final because they're
because they don't want to risk it. Even in individual seasons, they're like,
yeah. Which is crazy because I mean, I guess a lot of finals and individual seasons are partially teams.
Team base.
So, and I think this one might be too, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the black team loses, and this is Nehemiah and Jemmy, and the captains are Mark and Kendall. So Mark and Kendall are going into elimination. This is kind of surprising.
Together.
Yeah, they're both top tier competitors, and they have a great shot at winning any number of elimination challenges. But I think just because it's a team captain situation is why they would ever end up going in.
Yeah, like nobody would vote in Mark, and you would never expect him to be last in a challenge.
Or be paired with Kendall. Or
yeah. I mean, he should have. Imagine if he had Jemmy in that elimination.
Oh, yeah. It'd be tough.
It'd be a whole different story.
I think we would get, if Jemmy ended up being close to an elimination, I think we would get a crazy strategic episode.
Yeah, well, we're never going to see it now.
No, but she did so well, she didn't ever need to.
Yeah. It's not that she did well, she just didn't do the worst.
Well, but she also moved herself around so that she was never in the limelight to be chosen.
Yeah, she's good politically.
Yeah.
Challenge-wise, well, she was never the worst.
She's never the worst. And in this season, Jemmy may be one of the best.
Yeah. I mean, we got Jemmy confessionals every episode. And she was never like the main focus.
Yeah. Look, okay, digression onto our draft for a second.
Oh, please no, because I'm pretty sure I lost.
You lost 2 people.
I lost Katie and Kendall.
And Nehemiah.
And I lost 3 people in 2 episodes.
You lost 3 people. So just where are winner
Did you
draft
lose
stands?
anyone?
No. I still have my entire draft team.
You still have all 6 of yours. I have Kellyanne, Derek, and I forgot my third.
Nope, you just have Kellyanne and Derek.
Kellyanne won the challenge, and Derek almost won.
Yeah, well, look, granted, your draft team, not a total loser here. This is a winner take all, and Derek and Kellyanne arguably have really good chances going into this final.
I mean, Kellyanne almost won the ruins with Sarah when she was against 4 guys and Susie.
Yeah, it's possible. I think you have a chance. Yeah. I have Alton and Darrell and Mark and Anissa, Jemmy, and Kelly. Anissa, Jemmy, and Ruthie. So I'm pretty happy about my draft.
How did all your people make the final? This is whenever I do drafts, I lose everyone.
Look, there's a chance that neither of us win this draft though, because there's a few undrafted players in the finals. Like if Yes wins or Big Easy wins, we both lose. Gisela or Jeanette, both of them are undrafted.
They're not winning.
You never know.
Yes got 0 screen time for majority of this season.
Hey,
they would not give such.
But he made friends.
So friendship means nothing. Mark has 101 friends on this season.
But Yes made enough friends to not be voted in.
Well, Mark technically never got voted in. He just did terrible in the puzzle.
Yeah, well. He shouldn't have been team captain. Mistakes were made.
Who's the other guy on that team? It was Mark, Jemmy, Kendall.
Nehemiah.
Yeah, Nehemiah wasn't going to be captain. I don't think in a puzzle.
Because he was just in elimination 2, right?
Well, he was in the elimination 1 prior.
Or he was. It was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So let's just jump ahead. I mean, we can yada some of this.
Nothing happens. Katie nominates herself.
Katie nominates herself.
She felt guilty.
Jemmy is confused again because this is how the game is played. Old Katie would never have done this. Old Katie would not recognize new Katie. Yeah. He should stop being a mom and play harder.
Do you know why old Katie would never do this? Because old Katie has never been on a team where she liked everyone.
Yes. She's
New
always hated
Katie,
people.
yeah, new Katie is with friends, and she respects these people because these people respect her. These aren't people that are like Veronica, Evan, Kenny, people who throw challenges to purposely get rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, Katie's the type of person who's like super loyal and will always be on your side and will fall on a sword for you. But she's never had those people in her games. I agree.
no, she'd never had those people on her team.
I also think I do think she went too far here though, and I think she's going to realize that after the season. I will see if we get a reunion, and what that would look like.
I know there's
Maybe.
been like after show stuff after each episode with Devin, the funny Devin, actually, no, the girl Devin from Real World Brooklyn, the one that everybody loves.
Yes, yes. Oh wait, no, we are going to get a reunion because.
Oh yay!
Yeah, I remember seeing that we would get one hosted by.
It'd be interesting because there wouldn't be any majors. Well, we'll see.
Who knows what I'll look like? Okay. Derek wears. So then we do this anti-courting. They go to the bar and people are trying to convince Katie not to pick them to be her partner, which I don't think we've ever seen this exactly. It's kind of fun. Derek wears a bandage on his head.
Everyone's limping, like, oh.
Katie's wearing a crown.
Where do they keep getting these crowns?
I don't know. They must have a Burger King deal.
It's not even Burger King crowns. It's like cardboard.
Yeah, well, Burger King crowns are cardboard, but
never been.
So one of the only people to offer to be teammates with Katie is Latyrian. And Latyrian and Anissa had been getting kind of cozy, so Anissa doesn't want this, of course. Meanwhile, Mark and Kendall are trying to build trust with each other, and Katie's kind of picking between Latyrian and Yes, but she doesn't know who would guarantee a win. I'm kind of questioning why Katie would choose either of these people against Mark. I feel like I'd be choosing Alton or Darrell.
I think maybe Katie was like, I don't want to make Mark go against his friends.
Yeah, but only one team's winning. And if you're, it doesn't matter as long as you're winning.
Yeah, but this is new Katie. She likes everyone now.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hurt feelings. And I mean, Latyrian offered. Like, he's strong.
Yeah, Latyrian offered and he is strong. I think there was definitely something there that could have happened. But we get to the Elimination Arena, and it's very clearly a tug-of-war challenge. Yes. TJ was funny here. He predicted Katie hitting her face on the puzzle. Love me some TJ.
Yeah, it's like we actually had a bet backstage to see if you would bleed again once you fell. So thanks, Katie. You got me $100.
Yeah, it's good stuff. This elimination challenge has pulled me over. We've seen this before, only one-on-one, where you pull a rope and try to get the opponent off the log.
Yeah.
I think the most famous one was with Jordan, kind of playing it where he was, definitely had a weight disadvantage, but was kind of timing Josh so that Josh would fall.
Like, everyone was saying, like, oh my god, Jordan managed to do this with one hand. And I'm like, Josh is an idiot. He was going to lose regardless. I've seen Jordan in these eliminations. It doesn't matter the dude has one hand. He can still do this.
Yeah.
And it's Josh. He sucks at everything.
True. I'm not going to defend Josh.
Yeah, nobody is. If you defend Josh, there's something wrong with you.
Biggest crybaby?
Yeah. That's all he's good for.
Yeah.
Stop casting him. I feel like I say this every recap now. I just say stop casting him.
We should keep a tally of it. Just make sure it's really clear.
New drinking game. Take a shot every time I say stop casting Josh. You'd be drunk by an hour.
So my pick in this challenge was for sure that Kendall and Mark are going to win. It seems like a no-brainer. And then the first round happens, and Kendall lets go of her rope, and Latyrian out pulls Mark. And I'm like, what? How does this happen? This doesn't make any sense. Katie's so tiny.
Yeah. However, I was looking at this and I was like, ooh, I'm getting ruined flashbacks when she went up against Sarah in that ring pulling elimination and Katie won the first round and it was like, Katie, you're tiring yourself out. You may have won the first one, but you're too tired for the other two.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened. Katie got
Yeah.
tired, the Tyrion got tired, and Mark and Kendall had the endurance to do
Yeah.
multiple rounds of it. It was a fun elimination. Honestly, I like that it kind of went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. It wasn't a complete blowout.
It was not a complete blowout.
Imagine the upset if Mark went home.
Ooh, that'd be big.
Yeah.
That'd be big.
Everyone's like, my friend is gone. Who's going to protect me now?
I think the game opens pretty wide if he goes home.
Yeah, I kind of wish he did go home now. Just being like,
yeah,
like Mark, you're great, but to be honest, your game
fun
is
having
very.
Mark back. But yeah, It's like
when it comes to gameplay, you're kind of boring.
Yeah, he's kind of Cody Califioring this.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cody in All Stars. Like, you're great. Your gameplay is just boring. Or Boston Rob in Modern Survivor. You're great, but your gameplay is boring.
A little bit. Hey, he has fun moments this season. I'll give him. Some.
He's a giant man child.
Yeah.
No wonder him and Johnny are friends.
Oof.
That only made sense right now. It's like, oh, that's why they're friends.
So Katie and Latyrion lose. Katie's proud of Latyrion, and Latyrion, give him credit, he's not upset that Katie picked him.
He wanted to be picked. Like, he said himself, he's not afraid to go into an elimination.
And Katie's usually leaves the show flipping off, but now she's hugging people. It's the best challenge she's been on.
Yeah, she likes everyone. There's no one here like out to get her. Shocking.
Well, because the one person who got in a fight with her left immediately.
Yeah, and that was her best friend.
That was her best friend.
Like, even that. Like, the one person she got into a fight with was her old friend.
Yeah. So Anissa would like to see Latyrion again after the show.
Ooh.
How many showmances has Anissa been in?
Let's count. There's Rachel, there was Corey, there's now Latyrion. She's probably been in more, and I'm just not remembering that many.
Veronica. Did she sleep with Veronica? Oh, there's definitely more.
Oh, I know there's more. I feel like she had one in let's say Final Reckoning. She wasn't on that season.
I feel like it's at least been 10. It feels like 10.
It feels like there's been more. I'm really trying to think. I'm flicking through all her seasons. Rivals 1, no. Rivals 2. Did her and Marlon have a thing?
Maybe.
I don't know. Free Agents, no. Bloodlines, no. That was Corey. No, she wasn't on Rivals 3. Dirty 30, no one. Vendettas, no one.
I feel like she had like a crush on somebody random.
Probably.
I don't think it was like it wasn't Polly. It wasn't Polly.
No, they were never on the same season.
I don't remember.
No. Clearly not important.
Clearly not. How long do you give this Latyrion and Anissa showmance?
As long as it lasted
under the reunion.
I say as long as it lasted on the show.
Okay.
So once he left, gone.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. Cool. So let's get to episode 7. This is What About Your Friends? And we hear Macho Man play as Godfather Mark comes back with his crown.
Yeah, no crown for Kendall. She won as well.
Yeah, doesn't she get...
Yeah. I swear, whenever Mark and Kendall do the exact same thing, Mark gets all the credit. But what about Kendall?
Right. Can you imagine if The Miz was on this season?
Oh my god. No, he and Mark have like this friendly rivalry, or would they be like, yeah, we're men?
I feel like they're the same person this season. Like they would be the same.
Have you ever saw The Miz and Mark on the same challenge? I mean, yeah.
Have we?
I think they were both. I think they were both on Sexes too.
Yeah,
And
honestly, a lot
probably,
of those blur together for me. So.
yeah, they're all the same.
Especially because those casts were so big and the episodes so short that
Yeah,
it was hard to get personality out of those seasons
yeah.
anyway.
You'd hear like, yes, trying to think of a random old schooler. Cameron, we choose to send home you, and you're like, who?
Yeah, that was like the first, that was seasons 5 through 15 basically. It was like uh
Well,
we
I can remember like 10 onwards, and sometimes Gauntlet 1 and Inferno 1.
yeah,
Inferno 1 was easier because the cast was actually smaller.
they've gotten better. They've gotten better.
Yeah,
But some of those back then were a struggle.
yeah.
Derek hasn't won a challenge since 2008, The Island, which is crazy to me because I feel like he's been on modern seasons. He's really good. He
He's
makes
only,
it pretty far.
yeah, I mean, the only modern season he's been on was Dirty 30 and A Mercenary in Vendettas.
Okay, maybe I thought he's been on more than that, but
No,
Derek's good. Why?
yeah,
Why?
he's a 3-time challenge champion. I think it's that he doesn't have an individual win. Like his
Mm.
championships were team based. And he said he hasn't won since 2008, and then it flashed him winning the ruins in 2009. And
Okay,
then
something
he
like maybe the season was filmed in 2008
maybe.
and it aired in 2000. Something. Okay. Nehemiah feels safe because he's been in elimination.
Yeah.
That seems like
The
a
kiss of death.
terrible take.
Yeah, it's like it's the survivor traits. Once you say in a confessional, I feel safe tonight, you're the one going home.
Yeah, I was like, Nehemiah, this seems very
Never
spliced together. That comment did not seem cohesive.
Yeah. He probably said that in like episode 1. I feel
Mm-hmm.
safe.
Yeah, which he would have been episode 1.
Yeah.
Janae is intimidated by Kendall. Kendall
Who
is
isn't?
tired of packing and unpacking.
Yeah, that's the real struggle in these challenges. It's not the eliminations, it's not these dailies, it's not dealing with people, it's the constant packing and unpacking of your bags.
And I feel this. I mean, now, like, look, when I was like 20 years old and in college, like, I could do a weekend trip with the clothes on my back and I'm going to be just fine. I'll sleep on the floor. I don't care. Nowadays, I'm like, I need,
The
like,
effort.
I'm like, a weekend? Maybe with a full suitcase once a year, but I really have to have the energy for it.
Yeah.
And like hell, I just feel like I used to have so much energy just to move, like apartments every year, and now I'm like I don't want to move. It's too much effort to move, and so
I think
I
I'm
just
going
felt
through
that
that.
weariness from Kendall.
I think I'm going through that stage where it's like I just want to go everywhere and travel. That could just be the fact that we're in lockdown, but even the few times I do travel, I never unpack my suitcase. I just leave everything in it and take out what I need.
Yeah, I'm just like I just want to nest.
Sleep. I just want to sleep.
So we get Anissa and Gisela, our best friends, outside and inside the game. They met on Battle of the Sexes, and Anissa knows Gisela's kids.
Yeah. See, that's probably why I thought Gisela was married, because she has children.
Oh, yeah. Not
Yeah,
a prerequisite.
Apparently not.
And then Mark does a striptease. Which is why he's like the Miz.
Yeah. They're the same person. Is this like a Jekyll and Hyde situation?
Maybe. Jemmy
But
says
which one's...
that he's like the stripper you hire for your mom's 50th birthday.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, do you hire strippers for your mom's 50th?
Maybe she's like a cool mom.
Okay.
Maybe she's one of those.
I mean, it seems like a fun birthday, but also, like, are you not trying to just set her up with Mark?
I mean, if your mom's 50, she's most likely married and gets nothing.
I mean, Mark doesn't seem to be married, so
is
he?
I don't know. Are any of these people married?
I just thought they were married to Instagram.
I think married to Instagram. It's
like
the majority of you. The challenge. This isn't Are You the One or that new reality show.
Lee, we're really we're really going down the tangents this recap.
Yeah, come to LW. LWC, Jesus Christ, LRG for the tangents on random reality shows
I
where
think
we
we're at
never
this.
talk about, well, we're never on topic.
Well, this is our fifth recap or something of this.
Yeah, because we did two. This is our second double episode.
Yeah. And at this point, this is a pet project. It's a passion project of ours. We're having fun with it. We're just
Yeah,
we're just
we
gonna have
might
fun
do.
with it.
Yeah, we might do normal challenge. Maybe some other shows could happen.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make any promises. I'm here right now. We're having fun.
Yeah,
When we have to talk Amazing Race and ridiculous challenge hypotheticals like
goals.
gym leader
Here's-
Pokemon challenge formats,
yeah.
we're gonna talk them. We're gonna pull them
Big T,
apart.
I choose you.
Big T would be the Pokemon mascot, though. Oh, she's adorable.
Oh, Big T would be the friendly rival that you're like, oh, I feel bad that I constantly beat you because you're so great.
Okay, so your take. I'm halfway through. More than halfway through season 36. It's taking me a long time to get through. To be honest, it's really bad.
See what I told you? Big Brother ruins everything.
I don't disagree, but so
Who was
it's
the
kind
last
of-
person you saw get eliminated?
It's a really good question. I watched it yesterday. Oh! I know it was the British chick,
Gabby?
not Georgia, Gabby,
Oh,
who I
oh,
basically
so-
think is the same person as Georgia.
oh no, Gabby's way better.
Okay. Yeah, Gabby went home.
Oh, that was so sad when I saw her go home. I was like, no, why did Nani have to win something?
Yeah, it's fine. Like I like Nanny.
I didn't like her for like 3 seasons, and then towards the end of this season, she grows on you. Like, oh, now I actually kind of want you to win. Why?
I feel like I've been on the Nanny train for a good 5 to 8 seasons now. I mean,
I think
maybe not how many she's been on, but like just
yeah.
since the late 20s, I've been on the Nanny train.
I'd never been like I never had a strong opinion of her. Like I just liked her on X's 2 because I was a
What's the one
rooting for
after
Truth.
Bloodlines?
Rivals 3.
Okay, that the one when she was on with her sister Nicole,
Her cousin. Oh, that was Bloodlines.
cousin, but the one after Bloodlines where they were still
Rivals
both on the
3.
same season and actually facing off against each other.
The only Bloodlines ever to go against each other.
Yeah, that was when I actually started to like her. I remember that's when my mind started to be like, okay, she's not so bad. Okay.
I mean, I only was rooting for her because she was partnered with Wes.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
Wes makes his partners always look likable.
Yeah, he does.
Almost every time he's with somebody, they come off looking better. And
Yeah,
maybe that's and I think Wes actually comes off looking good most times
Yeah.
too.
I think the only time was just his very first season because his partner was Casey.
Even then, I feel like Casey.
I mean, everyone loves like Casey because like she sucks at everything, but she's just a joy.
Casey. I kind of wish she had been cast on this season.
Yeah, instead of like Arissa.
I don't mind Arissa as much. Like
you probably wish she was on it instead of Trishelle.
No, I'm fine with Giselle. John A's giving me nothing. I mean, like John A's such a nothing burger. Like I did compliment her earlier in this podcast, but if I had to replace anyone on this cast, like John A could be gone and I wouldn't even know it.
I think I would have Arissa just no.
At least Arissa gave us a big blow up. That was fun to watch.
I know. I think
and she had the fantastic scenes of her getting high.
I think it's just because like I grew up like around the seasons John A was casted on, even though I was never really like rooting for 100%. It's like, oh, I remember John A. She was like on Rivals 2. She was on like X's at some point. It's like,
Yeah. She's like, oh,
it's like
I remember.
I
her
remember
name.
you. Yeah, she has a nice name, like
Yeah.
unique.
She's one of those people I only remember her name, and that's it. Okay, let's get into the challenge. This is rib
Back
cage.
to this challenge.
10 minutes later. This is rib cage pass, and this is played individually. Basically, the truck is running, driving. Truck is driving.
Truck is moving.
It's moving, and players have to jump from beam to beam to grab a ball and put it in the net 4 times. Fastest man and woman wins. The worst times go to elimination. And this starts off with a complete dud for the woman.
Just Nisa and Gisela.
Yeah. Gisela, gets
She jumps down.
She makes it
then,
to this 3rd beam and then just stops.
Oh, no, I can't go. And then you can just see
and everyone else is just like, well, we just have to make it to the 4th beam now.
Like I don't have to try. All I have to do is just take 2 steps and I'm safe.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So Anissa, though, she gets farther than Gisela, but then
I think
she stops too, and it's just like, why not try, Anissa? You could get immunity here if you just move.
I think she saw that jump. She was like, no, I'm further than Gisela, not last.
That's fine. I'm just like, at that point, you might as well just go for broke because you're not gonna get last. So yeah, Anissa doesn't get very far. Nehemiah and Derek go against each other, and Derek is behind him until the end. Passes him, gets 3.
Gets
3
3.
points.
And Derek's like, I won!
Yeah, he was really feeling himself there. Really feeling himself.
That, you knew he was being set up. It's like, no.
Yeah.
You can't be that confident on the challenge and not...
No,
maybe a fool of yourself.
Bananas can, but that's because they love bananas.
Yeah, that's because they rigged the show for you.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We have
a whole other
Jemmy,
podcast.
We have Jemmy and Ruthie. Ruthie actually gets to a ball. Jemmy gets halfway.
Falls. Yeah, she's like, did I make a frozen and Gisela? Okay, I'm awake.
Yeah. Big Easy, trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
And yes,
I actually thought he did very well.
Yeah, they both do pretty well. They both get 2 points. Big Easy doesn't make it as far as yes, unfortunately.
I feel thought he did at first.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't clear.
Yeah, you couldn't tell from the angle. Yes, reminding us that he is on the season.
I feel like Big Easy could have beat Yes if he just...
Yeah.
It's possible. And it was close.
It was close between them.
Yeah, it was
probably just 1 beam behind.
Something like that. Alton and Darrell both get 2. They're fine. Kellyanne is worried she might get dragged into elimination because it's a guy's day.
And they want to go with a good female. And the only good females are Ruthie, Kellyanne, and Kendall.
Yeah, so Kellyanne, she's aware of this. She knows.
Yeah.
Kellyanne's
another person who's self-aware.
This twist is not good if you're a strong competitor.
Yeah,
you're likely to get voted and pulled in.
Yeah. She's like, and she's too used to being beaten by Kendall. So she's like, for once, can I just beat Kendall in something?
Yeah. So Kellyanne scores a point. She's the first one to score.
Girl to get a point.
Only girl. And then Mark and Kendall, and Mark gets 4 points.
Which I thought was funny. It's like, of course they put Mark and Kendall together again.
Well, they might have had...
I think they squashed their beef.
I think Mark and Kendall had, since they won the elimination, maybe they got to
go last or something. We never saw how the order was chosen.
No, but it just seemed like because it was the only guy and girl pairing, and it was them, I feel like they got to go last. Because of it. Anyway, so Gisela and Big Easy are the losers, and Mark and Kellyanne are the winners. So they're going straight to the final.
Yay!
Kind of people we expected to make it there, but Gisela and Big Easy in trouble here. Gisela was not good; she was terrible. And Big Easy, we know his record. But we know his record in the show, and he's not always great.
It really depends on the elimination.
Yes, it does.
That's the thing with Big Easy. It always depends on what the elimination is.
Well, yeah, if it's lift up this heavy cart full of watermelons, He's good.
I don't think it was watermelons for him. I think watermelons was only Tyler and Johnny.
Whatever it was in there.
Whatever. It could have been like logs.
Oh, it was the one. It was how many? It was the betting one. There he beat Nehemiah last time.
Yeah, it was the I can elimination.
Yeah, and so he said he can lift whatever Nehemiah said he couldn't,
And he did it.
and he did it. And Nehemiah
Side
completely
note,
misjudged that.
one of the worst eliminations, honestly.
Yeah, really, it was
Yeah.
not fun to watch.
Up there with that War of the Worlds 1 tape chair challenge.
The tape chair. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was so bad. You knew they ran out of ideas in that one. It's like, shit, we need elimination.
Well,
And,
and the
tape
bad
into a
part was
chair.
that it was you get freaking Turbo or whatever, who's
Yeah, you got to
probably tied up
choose-
people for like
I think he mentioned
military
like
before.
one person went crazy and he was like, I had to tie them up to make sure they didn't hurt themselves.
Yeah, so that wasn't quite fair.
Yeah. Yeah, or like
Was that
eat.
Nani's elimination?
Yeah.
Or not?
That was like one of the few. It was during a time where I was like actually kind of rooting for Nani because she just came back and she didn't do anything stupid yet. I was like, I felt really bad for her.
Yeah. So
It's
the
like,
majority group is discussing Nehemiah as an option to vote in.
because that's who Big Easy wants.
Yes. And yes. And I can't say yes without saying the name. This is
Oh yeah.
this is a lot. I gotta. Okay. So yes. He's unproven in eliminations, like ever, because his
Yes,
season
he's never
didn't
been
have
in one.
eliminations.
Nope.
Yeah. Everyone made the final.
Or it was one of those things where you choose who goes home.
I don't even think his season had, because one of the early ones had a single elimination, but I don't think his even did.
No. The only season I remember seeing yes in was the first battle of the seasons where he and Veronica went home first because that's who the inner circle chose.
Oh, he was in that. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, we don't remember these like old school seasons.
Yeah. So yes is unproven.
Yeah.
Isella campaigns to get someone who hasn't been in yet. So yes, or Darrell.
Or Darrell. Because she still wants to play fair.
Yeah, but also I think yes would maybe be an easier matchup anyway. I think that's probably what she was leaning towards. She doesn't want to say it outright.
Yeah, it was like, I want yes, but how do I make it seem? I mean, she could have simply said it, I want to go against yes.
So if you tell me, like, who's the stronger competitor, yes or Nehemiah? Like, my money's on Nehemiah.
Let's yes or Darrell. Because she originally said who hasn't been proven.
Well, she was mad about Nehemiah also being an option, but I'm like, yes is definitely worse than Nehemiah, definitely worse than Darrell.
Yeah, it's like she wanted yes, Eric wanted Nehemiah, and it's like the guys are voting, so maybe I should get more of a say because could be head to head.
So Anissa and Derek both suggest yes and Darrell when they're at the elimination deliberation.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden Derek's name gets thrown out by Jemmy and John A.
Yeah, and this is this created an interesting situation potentially, because we had 3 votes for yes, and that was coming from Nehemiah, Darrell, and Alton. We had Kendall voting for Alton as the thrown vote.
Yeah, and she's been saying, like, the person who did the second worst, I always said thrown in, and Alton did the I mean, he might have done the second worst, I don't remember.
Maybe. It's hard for us to tell, because all the guys got 2.
Yeah, except for Derek and Mark, who we just knew were good.
And then voting for Nehemiah was Derek, Ruthie, and yes. And so then it gets to Anissa voting last, and she has this choice. She can vote for yes and send yes in. She can vote for Nehemiah, send Nehemiah in. Or she could throw her vote
onto Derek and make it a 3-way tie.
She could vote for Derek and make it a 3-way tie. Or she could throw a vote on Alton and say, you decide. I don't want to be...
You pulled me into elimination.
But, honestly, I get where she was coming from here. She didn't want to vote for Gisella's wishes, so she voted in Nehemiah. But, also, I don't feel like loyalty goes as far, and you can debate me on this, but what constitutes a betrayal? She didn't vote against Gisella, she just voted against Gisella's wishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Betrayal is, you've seen it already, kind of what, no, actually that's not even a good idea. I'm trying to think of options of betrayal. Like, people are probably going to drag me for this. Sarah voting in bananas. That's an example of betrayal.
Yes, because they were working together, and
They were
that actually.
friends.
I don't feel like if you're an alliance, you
Yeah.
have autonomy
Kenny
over
and
your alliance's
yeah.
votes as well.
Kenny and Johnny cutting Paula in the island to take Evelyn. That's
Yes.
another example of betrayal.
Yes. I don't think this was betrayal.
No, it was just I don't know which guy to vote for. I like them both.
Yeah.
I like
And
this one more, so sorry.
yeah. Gisela got way too caught up with this. I
Yeah.
think Anissa's totally in the right here.
Yeah. I think
Could she have communicated better and said that she might go the other way? Yes.
Yeah.
She probably dropped the ball in that way, but it wasn't a betrayal.
No. Like, a betrayal would be like, hi, Gisela. Yeah, you're great. Get into elimination. It'd be like if she voted her in herself.
I mean, I'm bringing in our own experience here. Did you ever, in your own Survivor game, like have alliance partners who you'd vote differently from?
No, because I never make it that far. In my org and MC Survivor experience, not really. I mean, I have witnessed some betrayals, you could say, but I've never experienced any.
Mhm.
If I think one thing I could count as a betrayal was one org I did where the two people I worked with from the very beginning decided to turn on me for no reason, which then landed in a brilliant 1-to-1-to-1-to-1-to-1-to-1 tie vote, where the person who won the immunity challenge had the sole vote to vote off someone. Thankfully, it was not me.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I've been betrayed for sure, but I've also had alliance members. Like when I was in Big Brother Columbus, Sabrina was my closest ally, and there
I'm
was
gonna pretend
times
who I
where
know she is.
we voted differently from each other, and we just said, this doesn't mean anything bad between us. We
Yeah.
just feel like we have to go different directions this round, and we're going to reconvene later. And we're
Sometimes
still
you
going
have
to exchange information.
to vote different to hide from.
And that too, it's like
Yeah.
it also helps to hide, and that all of that I think plays into it. I just don't see a vote against somebody who neither of you are aligned with as a betrayal.
Yeah. Like, to take real Survivor in, the one example I could think of where voting somebody else could be seen as a betrayal was the Sophie blindside in Winners at War. Sarah felt betrayed by Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an example, but they clearly made up.
Yeah.
I think Anissa said it best in the episodes, like, Gisela hasn't been on the challenge for 15
and how many times
years.
did it happen with Tony's original season? Tony and Trish. Tony would vote differently than Trish, and Trish would say, "Well, it's fine. You're doing your own thing. We're going to come back together and vote together this round, and just don't do it again."
Yeah, which he kept doing even to her, and he still won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Wu, for making the stupid decision. Which, okay, I don't side tangent again. I would have voted for Cass over Wu.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think Spencer would have as well.
Yeah, I feel like people wouldn't have voted for Cass just because they didn't like her.
Yeah, except that Wu had no strategy.
No. He was just there. He was good at challenges. It's
and Cass isn't bad enough to say that you're like. Maybe she is. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think she could have pulled it out potentially.
Yeah, she's a lawyer. She's an attorney.
I'm more mad that regardless of whoever would have won that season, I'm more mad that we never got to see Cass roasted by a jury. Like, that would have been so much fun.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I've only seen half of Kageyan because I got spoiled who won. Like, along when I was starting to watch Survivor, I was like around the mid-season, and then I saw, because I have to watch cast assessments because I liked watching those, and I watched one. I just remember. Oh wait, no. I think I was watching a random video and I just saw Tony winning, and I also saw the Sarah blindside. So I was like, okay, I'll watch the season up to the Sarah blind side just to understand, and then I'm just not going to watch because I know the entire order.
Honestly, it's still worth watching. It's so good.
I know pretty much everything about it by now. I can literally
I've watched that season 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I can't watch a Survivor season more than once because like I already know what's happening.
Oh,
Like
I
it's the
enjoy it
reason.
still.
Yeah, I mean the one season of Survivor I've never seen was Token Chains.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't see a point rewatching because it's like I know the boot order. I know who goes home, what their vote count is, and who they vote for.
I don't know. I watch it for the characters, the moments, challenges.
I go for YouTube for that. Like if I want to see a video of Courtney going off and everyone, I can easily find that.
But you get the good build up for it, though. Anyway, like we get some build up here. We get
back to the challenge.
Yes, segue. We get Nehemiah and Big Easy rematching each other for the first time since Duel 1.
Yeah, Nehemiah was like, "You're nothing in this game," and then you have Big Easy like, "Really? Because I sent you home last time we were on the season together."
Big Easy is with Gisela, and Nehemiah picks Kendall.
And then I think Yes goes off like, "You go on about fairness and picking someone that's never been in, and you pick the girl who's been in the most."
The self-righteousness was...
Yeah, although to be fair, out of the girls that have not been in them, actually, I was about to say, who would he have picked out of the girls that have never been in elimination? I was like,
I think
Ruthie.
the other option was like Anissa, but Anissa was just in it, and
she said straight up to all the guys, "You pick me, I'm sitting there, and I'm not doing it."
Nehemiah would have been, Anissa would have been a vengeful pick, which Nehemiah did not do. I don't think anyone would ever do a vengeful pick. It doesn't make sense.
No, and they never will.
You pick your best competitor.
Yeah, you pick the person who can keep you in the game.
Yeah.
Which Kendall was a great option at the time. He did consider Ruthie, who has not been in elimination, so they could have kept with this fairness talk.
I think Kendall was a great move.
Kendall was the best girl.
And let's be real here. The only reason that they lost is because they fumbled the connections a little bit.
He pulled a Jordan and fell from the wall.
Well, he was several rungs behind at that point even.
Really? I thought he was like one rung a lot.
He was at least 2. He was at least 2. And I think that the main thing is Big Easy figured out the way to connect it to where the lengths actually fit.
Yeah, he figured it out
right away.
Quicker.
And they didn't figure it out quite as quickly. And that's what really made the difference here. It wasn't anything physical. It wasn't even anything that mental. Like, it was just like...
Gisela did nothing.
Gisela, we talk about Gisela on this. Like, they both lift up each other. It's like you have to get the rings off the pole. And so Gisela gets on Big Easy's shoulders and to get the rings off the pole, and then Big Easy
and Nehemiah on Kendall's.
Yep, and then Gisela drops down and hurts her knee and just starts like wincing in pain, and then Big Easy just like leaves her and just goes and starts working on it.
And she just like crawls, like she just came out of the ground, like
her crawling over to the wall, like, "Hey, I'm gonna go help." When I realized my knee doesn't hurt, like, isn't terrible.
Big Easy was halfway down. It's like, huh? Oh yeah, I have a partner. Hi.
Her crawling on the ground to the wall was like one of the greatest visuals from any challenge elimination.
Somebody make a gif of just Gisela crawling.
Oh, that was so good.
Like this was a solo elimination.
And then once like, she hurts her knee, you're like, well, Big Easy's definitely screwed now. Like, there's no way this is gonna work.
It's like, oh no, his partner's fallen. It's like, this elimination doesn't require your partner.
Like, Big Easy was already the long shot winner. And then his partner gets hurt, and you're like, well, this is it. And then it's not.
No, he ends up winning with no help from Gisela.
It was like that Big Brother elimination with Frankie and Cowboy, or veto competition.
Oh, Cowboy, Caleb.
Beast mode. Yeah.
Yeah. I know which one you're on about. I don't watch Big Brother.
Gosh, yeah. So this is like one of those situations where it's almost maybe
Yeah.
is easier to do it by yourself. And I was just
Yeah.
like wondering, it wasn't clear for me in the rules at the start of the competition whether they both had to get up there and ring the bell. But
Clearly not.
apparently only one of them did, because like
No.
Gisela had to get up there. There's no chance they would. Well, maybe they would have won.
She would have to crawl up the wall. I'm like, yeah.
Oh God,
I fear for her in the final.
I I do too. I mean, this isn't looking good for a final for Gisela, but it was looking great for an elimination of being completely out of left field.
She did nothing. She got the rings off and she was like, okay, I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna lie down for a couple of minutes.
So this is the second time Nehemiah has lost a Big Easy.
Yeah. And
I
this
feel-
time
Yeah. I
in a
feel like
more
we're gonna
proper
see.
elimination.
I feel like Nehemiah and Kendall, we're gonna see them again.
Yeah, we could if we get another All Stars season.
I think we could
Please.
see them on the regular challenge, to be honest.
I don't know if Kendall would go on the regular challenge.
I think they're
She'd be
both
too
young
nice.
enough. They're both fit enough. I think we could see
Nehemiah,
them.
I could see.
I also think they proved themselves enough in this challenge. We could see them on a regular season. I mean, we're going to see, spoiler alert, we might see Anissa back next season.
Yeah, I feel like Anissa
and Jarrell, maybe.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
would like to see a couple of these people on like modern seasons.
I think Nehemiah and Kendall would be fun to see on a regular season.
Yeah, it'd be a nice change because Kendall is very nice. She loves everyone. She's just there to compete.
And she's still a fresh face. I mean, we've only seen her on one other season before this.
Yeah, that she just happened to win.
Yeah, like let's bring her back again. Like she's still fresh. She might she's OG but fresh.
Yeah, like just because she's done one season a couple of years ago, she can still compete with like these modern people. Like she can go against. Trying to think of modern people that aren't Casey or British, because I'm thinking that
there's a lot of British girls right now.
Yeah, which is a huge improvement because somebody who grew up with British television.
Who would be a good match for her? I feel like she would do well on most challenges.
Yeah,
she's kind of has a build similar to Nanny. I mean, I feel like Nanny and Kendall would be even a fair matchup.
Yeah, but Nanny is bad.
She's not bad.
Oh, she's decent in this season. She still sucks at most challenges because she relies too much on guys.
But we can have Nanny in the game. We can have Kendall in the game.
Yeah, Kendall's so much better. She can actually win by herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next time's the finale. Or not the finale, the final. We have 2 episodes left, potentially.
Might be a two-parter.
Might be a 2-part. Yeah, we'll see.
One could be the final, one could be the reunion.
This season, we're just playing it by ear.
We're playing episode by episode.
It looks like there's going to be a lot of running, some climbing up a mountain, paddling, a medevac potentially.
Screaming.
Pairs. It looks like they're racing in pairs.
Yeah, that could be for like part of a challenge.
Yeah. If they're in pairs, this could be really interesting.
Do they choose the pairs? Are their pairs randomly assigned?
Is it rotated between different parts? Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have to nominate captains for each pair?
Ooh. We'll see. I think this would be. I think it'd be interesting. I'm fun to see. I'm excited to see these people race.
Hope the final's good.
We've seen. We of course did the winner draft, but
yes, where I have 2 people to your 6.
Who do you think stands the best chance going into the final at this point from everything you've seen this season?
I'm trying to think of people that aren't Mark and Derek. Mark and Derek.
I'm not gonna put Mark in there. I'm gonna say Darrell.
Yeah, Darrell's known for once he makes a final, he's winning it.
Yes, they keep bringing that up. And this is the first final he's made in a long time.
Since his last win on Fresh Meat.
Yeah. He's never, although I don't think we've ever seen him we've never seen him in a modern final. He's only been in like team finals.
Yes.
And that's very different.
Yes, very. Like his Fresh Meat final, I think was just a lot of running. to my recollection.
And not even a lot, because that was one they did over the course of like an afternoon or something. And nowadays
Yeah.
the finals are multi-day.
Multi-day, multi-night.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what Darrell's like in an eating competition. What's he going to be like doing
Yeah.
long rowing? Is he
Yeah.
going to be able to stay up at night?
We don't know, and it'll be fun to see him try. Although, are they even going to have a regular full final? Because
I think it's going to be like a decent enough final, but probably
it's a pandemic
not
season, so everything's weird.
Yeah, I mean, Double Allegiance was a pandemic season, and that final was good enough. You'll see.
I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah. Oh, do you know who wins?
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to be like, so who do you think wins?
Okay. I got spoiled on that. It's fine.
Are you happy with who wins?
One of them.
I'm actually curious, like, which one are you happy for? Are you happy for the guy that wins or the girl that wins?
Yeah, more than the girl.
You'll learn to like the girl more.
I hope so, because right up to this point, she's been a nothing burger.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
even...
Oh, hold on. Gabby just went home. When does she go into... Has she been in... Oh, wait, she's already been.
She's been in once. My problem with Amber B is...
Oh, yeah. By the way, we're talking about Amber B from Big Brother.
She's just really boring.
She gets more screen time near the end.
Okay, I hope so. Great that she wins. Whatever.
Oh, and in this episode they spoiled an elimination for you.
Oh,
because
I figured.
Yeah. Wait, you don't know who beats her, do you?
No.
Okay. I won't say who.
Okay. But I expect that with Aneesa. Aneesa.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad she's in a final. We're gonna see her run a final. We're gonna see her honestly, we're gonna see her fail at a final and be like, "Oh, this is why they keep eliminating me before the final is because I can't do cardio."
It's like, oh yeah, I die whenever I take more than 30 steps.
Yeah. So I think
I'm just imagining.
If nothing else, this Aneesa has to put up, or she has to shut up.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, she's talked a big game from 10 years now. Never got
she
a
always
chance
said, just put me in the final.
Never got a chance to prove it. But also, she's never really shown that she's great at cardio either. So,
yeah. Like the last final she was in was Duel 2, where she kind of notoriously did bad in comparison to Rachel and Brittany. We all remember this scene.
Yeah, but Rachel was a beast. I mean, that wasn't even fair.
Yeah. And then there was Brittany, who nobody remembers.
Yes. I vaguely remember her, actually.
Yes. Not Are You the One Not Are You the One 3 Brittany, because I had to be specific on which Are You the One Brittany, because there's two of them. The fun Brittany. This is real world Hollywood Brittany, where she was only on one season, but still nice.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't bring her, because she won?
No, she came second.
But that was her first season, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't bring her back. She was good that season.
They never brought back really many real world Hollywood people. The only one they brought back more than once was Kimberly.
I don't know why. It happens so frequently. I'm going to blame this on sexism or misogyny or something, because they will bring back guy winners no matter what. And then girl winners,
Bye!
It's like, maybe we'll see you again. Probably not.
I mean, the two Fresh Meat girl winners we have never seen other than their original Fresh Meat season.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
name
blaming
who won Fresh
misogyny
here.
Meat. I think they just want to keep bringing in young, attractive, new women for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And
let's bring in all the Love Island people.
Yeah, ew.
Which, if they cast from a certain Love Island season from the UK, there's a couple of Love Island girls from one season I've slightly seen. Only because there's an Irish girl on it that was absolutely hilarious that I want to see on it. MTV, I know you're watching us. Bring Moira Higgins onto the challenge, please.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Bring her on. Bring on Moira. Bring on Molly May. Bring on Amber. Bring on another Amber.
Another Amber. Do we need more Ambers?
Yeah. Because they'd just be like the best. Also, I think they're considering bringing people from the Circle on.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I want them to bring again from the UK one because the US one sucks in comparison. This is my personal opinion because I find most American people in reality shows boring.
Mm-hmm.
I tried watching the Circle 2 on Netflix, and other than Chloe, I did not want to watch anyone else.
Oh. Shout out to Jack. He was on my Big Brother Columbus season.
Oh yeah, I heard that he was from like the org era.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also even heard like somebody that was on Survivor Michigan was almost casted to be on Circle 2, but were replaced by the Savannah girl.
Okay. Possible. Cool. This is fun. This has been fun. We got 2 episodes left. We will maybe be back next week. Let's see what the episode looks like.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a final or if it's a 2-parter. Because if it's a 2-part final, we might just wait till it all ends.
It's all over. Yeah, because if it's a lot of competition, sometimes there's just not as much to fill an hour with, and it's really nice to have these double episodes where we can just chew on the content a little bit more.
There's only so many tangents we can go on that's off topic.
Yeah, it's true. We could do a full music analysis of everything that's gone on. Their song choices.
We can go through each songs and be like, "How?" We can do like a quiz, like, "Was this song born in your generation?"
Yeah, no, we're not gonna age me like that. Okay, this has been fun. If you want to hear more, follow us on like us on Facebook, Live Reality Games, or on YouTube. Subscribe, like the video. We respond to your likes. We see them. We heart them. We're doing this out of the love of our hearts.
We feel validated by them.
Yes, validate us. Validate us.
Share us around. Show your friends.
Until next time, have a good day and enjoy. And can't wait to talk the finale with you, Lee.
Yeah. Let's see who. Go Kellyanne.
Go anyone on my draft team, which is half the cast.
Go no one on his draft team, which is majority of the cast, which is everyone bar my 2.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Watch John A win the whole season.
Oh God. No. Okay, ending.